Alright, so we're solving quadratic equations by completing the square. And we talked about completing the square in the previous video. So if you haven't watched that, go back and watch it. Let's go ahead and take a look at this here. We have the equation x squared plus 14x minus 13. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start by adding our b divided by 2 squared to both sides of the equal sign. Okay, so what is b divided by 2? Well, what is a? I'm sorry, we don't need a. Well, our b is equal to 14, right? The 14. All right. And so what is b divided by 2 squared? It's going to be 14 divided by 2 squared. It's going to be 7 squared. It's going to equal to 49. All right, let's go ahead and add that to both sides of this equation here. So we have x squared plus 14x plus 49 is equal to negative 13 plus 49. What did I do here? I added my b divided by 2 squared to both sides of my equation. Why did I do that? Because b divided by 2 squared makes this left side of the equal sign a perfect square trinomial. Okay, so we can factor this left side. All right, let's go ahead and factor the left side, right? So how do we do it? Well, is the first term a perfect square? Yes, it is. Is the last term, the third term, a perfect square? Yes, it is, right? 7 times 7. So my a is equal to x. My b is equal to 7. Now the question is the center term 2 times a times b? 2 times x is 2x, times b is 14x. Yes, the center term is equal to 2 times a times b. Right? So this here is a perfect square trinomial. And we know how to factor that. Right? So let's go ahead and factor it. So we are going to get x plus 7 squared, a plus b squared is equal to 13 minus 49. So 13 minus 49 is 36. Now, how can we solve for x? We're going to square root each side to cancel the square sign here, right? So we're going to take the square root of the left side. We're going to take the square root of the right side. And so on the left side, we have two factors. We have x plus 7 times x plus 7. That's what the square means. It means x plus 7, that's one factor, times x plus 7. Since we have two of those factors underneath the square root sign here, we could pull one out. So it's x plus 7 parentheses equals. Right? We pulled out one of the factors. It's no longer x plus 7 squared. It comes out of the square root, and it's just x plus 7. And this is the same way as b squared, the square root of b squared, is equal to b. Right? Okay, so the right side, well, what two factors multiply to 36? 6 times 6. So we can pull out a 6. Now we can solve for x. Right? How do we solve for x? We subtract 7 from both sides, and we get x is equal to negative 1. And that is our answer. And that's how we solve quadratic equations, by completing the square. Right? And you want to remember, completing the square is most easily used when the coefficient a is 1 and your b is an even number. So here x is equal to negative 1.